It does not go in and out. It does tilt up and down. You have a 12-volt receptacle here. Not 12-volt receptacle. You have a USB port here. A lot of people just play, let's say, music or whatnot off their phone via the Bluetooth. Other people might have like a little memory chip or something that they'll plug in that has hundreds of songs on it, and they just plug it in and allow it to play. You can also do media through here. If you have a video, let's say you took a video of someone riding and it's on a memory chip and you want to play it, you can actually plug it in here and play it through the media screen here. Now you have your main volume here for your stereo. So this can be all done through here. So you have your main volume. If you press where it says main volume, it switches over to just interior. So that when it's just on interior, you can adjust. So in that case, you can, if you have someone wake surfing and you want to keep the boat speakers low so people can talk, but tower speakers up high so this rider can hear, you can do that all through here. Or you just click it and you keep it on main volume and it does everything all at once. Music is going to be top right here, and that way you can get into, you can do FM, you can get Sirius XM radio if you want. Bluetooth is right here. You can connect to someone's phone if they want to do it via Bluetooth, but this is all your meter and your stereo. Power is here. Little power button here is going to turn that on and off. These are again your switches, if you will. And you do have a map. You can get a chip for the lake if they want to. I don't know. Some people like to.
I guess it's not too hard to get lost on this lake.
Yeah. So a lot of people.
Winnipesaukee, maybe.
Yeah, a lot of people do it for Winnipesaukee. Other lakes, no one really does anything for it, but it is in there. Source is right here. You can control the source, like if you have it on music, like I can do source, FM, AM. Weather, auxiliary, Bluetooth.
No, auxiliary, would that be if you had your phone plugged into that port over there?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. That screen's good. Now on the side here is your power seat. This is what's going to raise that up and down. So your power seat button up and down. Very, very simple. 12-volt charger or receptacle down here, along with all your breaker panel. This is your Coast Guard approved kill switch. Obviously this needs to be up. If you pull that button down, the boat will not start. It kills the power to the engine and the fuel delivery. Very important piece, throttle. This is what's gonna make it go. There's a little lever. So right now, this will not leave neutral. You do have to lift up to put it into forward gear or into reverse.
Okay.
And it always will click back into neutral. So if you want to go forward, it's lift up, you're in forward, the rest is all throttle. Then it just bring it back to neutral. This is a neutral switch here, so if you were to press that and move forward, now this blue light comes on into your neutral light. Now everything from here is all engine RPMs. It disengages the transmission. Probably will never have to use that, but it is a feature that is required. What else? Couple little cubby holes for, I guess, cell phones, keys, anything like that. This screen can be kind of twisted around a little bit for the height of the driver. Like if they're a little bit lower, they keep it like this. If they're sitting up a little bit higher, they can kind of adjust that screen so it is fully adjustable. Cup holders down here. This seat when you're using it can go like this. Now, underneath here is going to be your front ballast tank. So it's about 300 pounds of water that gets added to the boat, and that's all done through the touchscreen and everything.
Okay.
That's where that's located. Other than that, you have obviously your navigation light up front here. You don't have to. That just gets turned on up there. You don't have to do anything with that. 2 speakers up front here, on the left and right hand side, along with 4 cup holders. So pretty basic up front. This is what we call a windscreen. So what this windscreen is going to actually do, I'll do it this way for you, is this can slide right into this track here. Fits in that way. This center walk-through window, it gets closed like this. And what that's used for is obviously so no wind can pass through here. It kind of goes up and over. A lot of people use it on, like today you wouldn't really use it because it's pretty warm out, but let's say a cooler morning, cooler night, where like the cooler air is passing through here. You just put this windscreen in, close the window, and the air will kind of come right up and over, and it kind of keeps this cockpit area a little bit warmer. That center, this center windscreen, actually, so this is the cover for it here. It's actually inside out, but it'll get stored right inside this cover, and then this cover will actually go with the windscreen in it. Will actually go right in the back of the boat in the rear compartment. So what we can do is put that in there right now.
Okay.
So this is actually going to be your plug and play bag area, which I have 2 plug and play bags. They're actually in my truck, so when we go back to my truck, I'll give them to you and we'll go over how to put them in. Super simple. That's why they call them plug and play. They just literally just clip them on. So super simple. There's 3 hoses, and this is where your plug and play bags will go. Underneath this floor is your hard tanks, factory ballast. You have 250 pounds here, 250 pounds there. Everything's subfloor, so you don't have to worry about it. Everything's subfloor. You don't see it. Adds more storage, allows you to have more weight in the plug and play bags. Now, when we start coming this way, you have 2 speakers in your walk-through area here, okay? And then also, as far as your battery switch, there's a little case right here. You just open this up, and there's actually a battery switch in here. Now, up top is off, which you're gonna wanna always switch your battery switch off. Obviously, if you're out on the boat, you're using the boat, it's on either battery 1 or battery 2. And then there's also an in-case situation where you run down one of your batteries, you can put it on battery 1 and 2 and it pulls from both of them. Now when your boat's running, it does charge them both. Now the reason why they have battery 1 and 2 is if for some reason you're out in the water and you have it on battery 1 but you got the boat off, but you're playing music, it's drawing from that battery. If it draws that battery a little bit lower, you just kind of flip it on 1 and 2 and it'll pull from both batteries and be able to start the boat. You do want to shut the battery switch off so you don't have any draw from the battery. If you're going up for lunch or anytime you're not going to be using the boat, everyone's getting off the boat and the boat's going to be sitting for a length of time, you always want to switch that battery switch off. Not saying it is going to draw or anything, but if you leave any battery switch, you leave it on for a day, a weekend, anything like that. Both batteries underneath the seat, along with all storage and stuff under there. Right now I have the cover to the boat in there, but that's going to be all storage. Also in the walk-through area here, it has to pertain to your heater system. You will have two vents at the bottom here for the driver's feet, along with for the passengers. A little snorkel that'll pull out. This actually and again, that's you pull it out. The passengers can use it, or the driver can use it too. Working our way back, you obviously have your glove compartment here. You have your pivot boot, along with some hookups. You have a USB connector in there. You have video output, and you have auxiliary, along with a 12-volt receptacle. Now, along with all these other seats, this is your rear-facing seat. It actually clips in, so you can actually sit here, lean up against it. It's your lean-back seating, so you can face back. All storage underneath here that goes all the way to the back. There's two pins right here that will actually down, but it can raise up a little bit higher. Along with, there's a little lever underneath here. If you were to pull the lever, it turns into it goes back and forth, along with right here to be able to become a full swivel seat. Now, moving on from the cockpit area, if we move back here, this is just again more storage and the engine area. So this is where your plug and play bags will go in this compartment, your left and right, your port and starboard compartment. This is what we call like another storage area, but we also call it like a vest warmer, towel warmer, some things like that, because of the heat of the engine. Let's say you get a wet vest and you're going to be skiing again and you're going to put it on. A lot of people put it here because it'll heat it up, along with towels, things like that. It kind of helps dry them out, believe it or not. This is going to be your motor down here. Not that they have to worry too much about that. That's more for us and any service needs or anything. But
okay. So they probably have to be particular about where this PVC drain goes?
Not too much.
No, okay.
Not too much. It drops down there, but in case when water gets in here, it just drains down to the bilge.
Okay.
So that's your storage, and then some more cooler or whatever storage back here, whatever they want to use it for. A lot of people use it for a rear cooler. They put some drinks or whatnot in there. They got cup holders in the back. Horn. Now, so this is going to be your right-hand screen, your 6.5, 7-inch screen here. This is your, I guess, all your lights, as far as your docking lights, navigation anchor lights, storage lights, and interior lights, along with the swim platform lights. Again, these are all done by touch, so if you want to turn the navigation lights on, touch it with your finger, it'll highlight yellow. Same thing to shut them off. Same thing with docking. Touch it, lights up yellow, you know that they're on. Storage, swim, interior. Down here across the bottom, you have all your other features, such as a blower, which now the blower will turn on automatically for approximately 3 to 4 minutes every time you power up the boat. So it turns on automatically and shuts off automatically. The only time it won't shut off automatically is if I do what I just did and turn it on manually. Then I have to manually shut it off. You have 2 bilges. You have an aft bilge, which is going to be underneath your engine back here at the lowest point, and then you're also going to have a forward bilge, which is going to be underneath the floor right here. So that way, if the boat is leaned forward a little bit and water comes more towards the front, this bilge will pick up that water.
Gotcha.
And then you have a seat heater here, which that's going to turn it on and off. You have your boat heater, which the first press is going to turn it on high. The second one's going to be low, and then the third is just going to be off.
Okay.
We start at the front of the boat here. What we do, this is for covering the boat purposes, where see how this seat is actually flipped over. So the purpose of flipping this seat over would be so when you put the actual boat cover on, there's one pole to basically TP the front of the cover so no water pools up, and you're going to want that pole to sit on this hard surface instead of, if you were to flip this around, it's not digging into the upholstery. So that's why when you cover the boat, this gets flipped around, the pole will sit on this hard plastic, and it goes up. Now obviously, I'm going to flip this seat over so I can put this pole in. This pole will actually go, there's a little button, just plugs in there.
Okay.
And then I'll stand that up after I unroll this. And then pretty much from there, it just unrolls to the back. I'll get this out of my way. And then I'll show you how it goes around the tower. Cover comes up and over. Like so. So, you're going around the tower, going to go around the base here. You're going to have this buckle that goes in here. It's going to Velcro to here. This Velcro is going to Velcro itself to here. And then very important, you want to connect these 2 pieces like so. It's just going to get hidden away like that to make a cleaner look. Do that to both sides.